asking for too much in dating? I'll say no. I think the problem is that not enough men actually understand that they can actually require more. And I think that that's something that's kind of new. Most guys, like y'all saying, when I hear what you're saying, oh, they're average men and they should be open to dating single moms, I think that's setting most men up for failure. You're pretty much telling men that they're not valuable enough to even meet a woman that is, prepared for them. That woman had a kid with somebody else. I don't care how it worked out or didn't work out. Her bringing in another man's seed is problematic. And most dudes don't have the fortitude, maturity, talent to know how to navigate a situation like that, let alone a woman. So I think that you're setting most dudes up for failure, mainly because those are dynamics that require a lot of communication, a lot of development. I think a man will be better off finding a woman that's more in line with trying to connect with him on his level. Now, if somehow, some way they link up and she just so happens to have a child, and I've said this to women, they need to be better than the women without kids. A single mom should be better. I shouldn't even know you got kids. That's how dope you need to be. But most women can't pull that off. That's the problem. It's not the single mom situation. It's the fact that you cannot not be a mom. Like, everything in your life is centered around them children, great, good. But no dude, in my opinion, should have to deal with that. And to like commercialize that and be like, oh, well, they're average, so you go ahead and get the scraps or the sidelines, the runner-ups. I don't know. For my love, in a sense, for the men and what we stand for, I can't endorse that.
Well, true, you got to understand what I was just educated on, right?
Perhaps.
I was just told that the can't even get a date, right? Because I said, you're not about to tell me these can't get a date. They said, are you crazy, man? They can't get a date. So if you're telling me that these can't even get a date, you can't be picky. Go and get you a single mom of 4 or 5. Go and get you a single mom of 5.
Now I hear you, and that makes sense theoretically. I say it like this: if they need to date single moms to get their numbers up, no doubt do that. But understand and be honest about it too, because I personally don't think it's that difficult to get date. I think a lot of dudes are relationally retarded. They don't have an understanding on how to approach women. They don't have talents. Their life's not that interesting. And most dudes, what they do is they walk in with a template. So basically, if I have a job, I brush my teeth, I relatively dress okay, I should get women. That's how dudes think. They don't understand it takes so much more than that, bro. And so if they're not getting dates, then they need to hit up Trev or maybe hit up you, maybe even myself, so we can give them some basics, because it's really not that difficult.
Okay. That was my position. I thought it wasn't that difficult, So that's the only reason I went to that option, is because I was told these can't do nothing out here. So
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is the number one thing that I've realized when talking to these men. A lot of y'all, the men that don't get laid, it's because they went for the wrong woman. They went and got.
I agree with that too.
That they were really into, and she was not that into you from the beginning, and you saw it. You saw it. She chose a lot of these men, if you talk to them, they'll be like, I'm providing, I'm giving, I'm doing this, I'm da-da-da. That's why she's there.
They always say after the kids, they just get very...
Hold on. She's there for security. She's in a relationship for security. Her mama said, girl, if you don't get you a husband that could take care of these bills. And she knows that maybe she technically has to sleep with you, but she's not that into you.
Okay.
You understand? If men would just lower those standards just a smidge, if they would say, you know what? She might have a flat booty, but she's really into me and she's gonna go crazy in the bedroom, a lot of men would be a lot happier.
All right, let's talk, man. So I heard a couple clips. I'm gonna try to find and put in there. Was a clip where the guys were telling one guy was telling men that they don't get women, they should settle for single mothers, even if they don't have children. And then you had another clip where a woman was saying that if guys just, lowered their standards a bit, that, and stop going after the woman, the baddies, and they lower their standards a little bit, they have more success at a retention rate with women, and I'm gonna address the first clip where bro told dudes to a man and saying, well, you should date single mothers. And the other homie said that he wouldn't tell men to do that. He would just tell them just to have fun with single mothers and keep it moving. I'm gonna address that as well. And at the end of the day, it's always like, it's bad advice. You know, the first thing we must do as men, as humans, but women don't do this usually, is, you know, look at how did I get in this situation? You know, look at, you look at you. You look at like, what did I do wrong? You self, reflect on that. And the same thing when you talking about dealing with these women, if you go to the bar, right? Or let's just say bar or a social circle, and you approach, 10 women and all of them say no, you know what I'm saying? It's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys feel like, I should just show up. They feel like that with women. I should just show up. I shouldn't have to put much into my dress or much into my social skills or much into, my cologne game or my style. I should just be able to show up with some hoop shorts on or show up with a nappy beard. And I say this all the time. You can take a small page out of these metrosexual ninjas books. You can take a small page out of it. Put a little bit of effort in there. And it don't, like, for the most part, even if you got an expensive wardrobe, you're not spending all the money at once. Like, you might have a special event to go to, so you might buy an outfit. And after you do that about 5-10 times, now you got a wardrobe of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't want to spend on an expensive outfit, you don't have to spend a lot of money to be fresh. You don't. You don't. So you got to put something into and even to smell good with cologne, there's so many, cheaper colognes that smell really, really good. I think the rule of thumb they say is $150 is the cap on the cologne. Now you might find you a smell that you like and that might be your smell, but reality, you got to look at yourself. Yeah, you can't change your height. I got a homie I talk to and he just be like, everybody in his family tall, he's short, but he don't believe in going to the gym. I said, go to the gym. Everybody thinks the gym is for just physically how you look. And that gives you a huge edge. Even when you going to, you do business, you going to job interviews, you looking like you in shape gives you a leg up and in the world. It gives you a leg up. I'm telling you, with women and business circles, with how people respect you as a deterrent, but really it's the mental and spiritual part of working out. And what you ever do, you want to run, you want to, just do calisthenics, you want to do CrossFit, whatever we talking about. It mentally, it puts you in a different space. But you got to work on yourself. You got to dress well. Even if you got a regular sweatsuit on, it got to fit well. You got to match. You got to smell good. You can't look crusty. You got crust in your eyes, crust in your mouth, your beard nappy. It's never lined up. Your skin is terrible. You got to take care of your skin. You got to have somewhat of a balanced nutrition. I'm telling you, if you ugly, get your body up. Dress better. Personality. You know what I'm saying? And then the personality, the aesthetic gets you through the door, but your personality or your conversation skills, you have to expand with your knowledge on stuff. Women love to learn stuff. Women learn to know how to, that you teaching them something. And obviously the biggest bonus is if you were, you funny. The biggest thing is, one of the biggest things is you funny. If you funny, 9.5 times out of 10, you already got personality, you can communicate. It's just, then that means, guess what? You ain't really gotta be fresh to death. So it's bad advice. If you can't get the women that you want or semi-want or the women that you attracted to, guess what? It ain't even just about getting your money up, because getting your money just make you a crash dummy. Getting your money just make you a target, a high value target. And then you turn around and find out she messing with a dude who don't got no money. He ain't got to spend nothing. back to getting your body together, back to getting your spirit together, your mind together, your personality together, your clothes together, your smell good together, your skin together, dressing clean, expanding your knowledge, your lexicon, all that stuff. You probably can't become funny. That's either that's in you or it's not. No diddy. But no, you don't have a mindset where I'm settling, bro. Especially when you looking to build a family or you looking for long-term companionship. Even if you looking for a quick nut, you really ain't looking to settle. You know what I'm saying? Because when you looking for a quick nut, them quick nuts turn into babies. They turn into long-term relationships. And that's the thing about men. When something is convenient, they gonna it's hard for them to take them away from that, bro. Especially when it's pussy. When pussy is convenient, if pussy can be below average, but it's convenient, then a lot of dudes will just stay. Regardless if it's toxic or it's bleeding, it's convenient. Convenience is really, it really ushers in contempt for a lot of men. Laziness. Dragging your feet. And that's why, it's real, when you deal with a woman, even on a casual level, women know they can finesse their way in just by being convenient. They know they can weasel their way in. And just next thing you know, you've been with her for 20 years and you got married. You like, damn, this ain't even the bitch I wanted to be with. Facts. So that's what I say. When you sit there and you start to drop your standards, I just take this. That really takes the light off you and your inequalities and what you not doing. Cause trust me, when you get into a relationship, you gotta you still gotta be him. You still gotta be in shape. You still gotta be fresh to death. You still gotta be masculine. When you don't be those things and you let the marriage, the children, the women emasculate you and make you into a wimp, you like, damn, how did this happen? How did I get emasculated? I used to be that nigga. How did I get this beer belly and shit? How did I get fat? No, you still got to be you. That's why I tell men all the time, you have to put yourself first. You can't forget to put yourself first, because when you forget to put yourself first, you start to fall apart. You start to lose your masculine identity. You start to lose your true self. You feel me? So that's just, but yeah, at the end of the day, if players, look, if you ain't no player, or you pussy hungry, or you get pussy whipped easy, or you get late, or you're lazy, or you just get, you really can't fuck with dudes. I mean, dudes can't really fuck with women that they can't really fuck with women that they don't like, because or you just want to get a nut because you end up gonna be with a woman you don't want to be with. So you gotta be him, bro. You gotta be him. The best version of yourself, physically, mentally. And the money is just to go where you want to go and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you just think I'm gonna get the money, man, you're gonna be a target. You got the money, but not the game. You got the money, but not the aesthetic. You got the money, but not the personality. Come on now. Let me preach to you. She gonna cheat on you, bro. She gonna resent you. Soon as she get that marriage out of you, guess what? She gonna turn the waterworks off. And my Monopoly boy, she gonna turn the waterworks off. Then we got old girl, and I ain't gonna be too long-winded on this. But then you got old girl who was talking about if guys lowered their standards a little bit. I mean, in the truth be told, what she's saying that it's talking about a subsection of guys, because most guys, take what they can get. They take what they can get. They don't even take what they like. And most guys, when you're young, you don't even know what you like. You think it's about ass, titties, or smile. And then you start dealing with these women and you be like, damn, they selfish. My life went down the drain. This bitch, I hate seeing this bitch. She just convenient for the box. She get on my nerves. I put this hoe out. She, you don't have a good time. Y'all don't share anything in common. And a lot of young guys going back to the beginning of what I said. A lot of young guys tend to deal with women They tend to deal with these women who are convenient. They end up being in relationships with women when you're young because they convenient. The pussy is convenient. She's convenient. That's just what it boiled down to. And, but back to what she was pretty much saying, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys are already doing that. And this is how you know you can't really listen to a woman about men. Men are already compromising. But, you go for the baddie, and the baddies you don't want to go for no baddie, bro. Baddies are airheads. Baddies are wig wearing. Bad. I don't get it. Baddies are bad. Literally. They're bad. They have this fake diva mentality. You got chicks with OnlyFans that think they baddies and all that. No. If you like whores, if you like promiscuous women, you like airheads, you like lazy hoes, I mean, cool, do your thing. Just know if you put a baby in her, if you cuff her, it's just gonna go south. But every guy's different. Some guys just want a mattress actress. Cool, I'm not really tripping. That's what you want. But you gotta kind of what she was saying. You gotta go more than what she was saying is you gotta go with somebody that's aligned with you align with. If you 25, especially went through college and you 25 and up, and you still going off strictly aesthetics, you're gonna lose. And that go for males and females. You're gonna lose. You're going to lose. You have to, women of all time, they've done this. Women that haven't been raised to be wives, they have end up marrying men that they didn't know was atheists, end up marrying men that was, terrible character, all of this stuff, because they just how it looked, what he had, the money he had, or how tall he was, how good the sex was, or they thought it was, and all of this. You know what I'm saying? They this is why families chose for the woman. They don't know how to choose. And a lot of men don't know how to choose. Men end up, unlike women, know how to choose through trial through fire by dealing with the wrong women. They call them starter wives. They find out everything in that first year's girlfriend they don't want in a girlfriend. And then the next woman, they be like, in 6 months or 2 years, he was with me 10 years, and in 2 years or a year or 6 months, he married her. Exactly. Trial by fire. He ended up everything you did in that relationship. He knew exactly what he didn't want and what he needed. And he went to go find a girl. You might feel like you look better than her. You might feel like, oh, she looked better than you. And that's what nah. That's like buying your car that you really want, and you find out it looked good, but it got all this shit that's wrong with it. And the reliability is trash, and to stay in the shop, and you get the car that you need. It might be a Honda Pilot, or a Toyota Camry, but it's reliable. You don't got no problems out of it. That's what it is. So honestly, I just think guys, compatibility, dog. All that matters. How she carry herself, how she speak, who you can bring her around. Same for the women, who you can bring her, how you speak, how your father, how your brother, how your mother feel about him, how the relationship going. When you need help, is he in need? Does he, make sure you good? Or you make sure you feel protected, you feel safe, you feel comfortable around him. So, same thing for the guys. She care about you, she don't, all that type of stuff. Or she only care about you when you're doing something. So, what she was saying, lower your standards. No. Don't lower your standards. Guys already do that by nature. Best thing you can do, in my humble opinion, compatibility, man. Make sure who you dealing with is compatible. And if you want to have your fun out there, strap your dick up. Your dick can have the hiccups. If you're rich and you marry a bitch, get a prenup. Shout out to Boosie. But yeah, wrap it up, man. When you wear them condoms, man, you can't be having, that wild motherfucking sex you be able to really have. Them bitches pop. So no, I'm telling y'all, man, the most person that you shouldn't be with, them the ones that mistakes happen with. Real talk. I want to keep it. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, peace.